the Bandit Pacer. Hello everyone, welcome to Brian Unboxed. In this video, we're going to look at the Bandit Pacer electric bike. Here's a look at how it comes when it's delivered. It's packaged well with a lot of foam and plastic protecting the bike. It does require assembly, and the user guide along with the video from the company, which I have linked in the description box, can walk you through the process. With the bike, you get the charger, pedals, tools, light, keys, NFC tags, and user guide. And just to highlight the assembly process, basically you have to install the handlebars, install the front fender, the front light, front wheel, install the pedals, adjust the seat, and adjust the display angle if needed. Just to go over some specs, the bike comes in two color options, white and gray, and also a step-through or a high-step. It has an aluminum alloy frame, 500 watt rear motor, 696 watt-hour removable battery, and it takes 6 hours to fully charge. Large horizontal LCD color display, 6 pedal assist levels, twist throttle, 28 mph top speed with pedal assist, and 20 mph with throttle only. 60 plus mile range, Shimano 7-speed shifter, front light, front and rear fenders, and a rear rack. Front suspensions. The bike weighs in at 66 pounds, and the ideal rider height is 5'6" to 6'9". And here's a look at the overall dimensions. A walkthrough around the bike, you'll see that the front has a front light, front fenders, 26 by 2.35 puncture resistant tires, and hydraulic disc brakes. Towards the rear and the middle, you have the battery keyhole, charging port, rear fender, rear rack, rear light, hydraulic disc brakes, and kickstand. On the other side, you have the 500 watt rear hub motor, 7-speed cassette, rear derailleur, and the USB port. The handlebar area, you have the brake levers, controls, USB port, LCD display, bell, gear shifter, and twist throttle. Powering up the display, you are greeted with a lock screen where you have to enter the numeric password or use the NFC tags that it comes with. Just hold it near the display to unlock. App integration is currently under development and will be available in the future as well. Once unlocked, you can see the color display with the large numbers and icons, along with the colored power levels. Pressing the plus button will increase the pedal assist levels, and pressing the minus button will decrease it. Pressing the set button will cycle through the average speed, time, trip distance, and your range. Holding down the minus button will activate the front and rear lights. And holding the set button for a few seconds will give you access to the additional options such as clearing your trip data, changing the units of measure, riding mode, screen brightness, changing the passcode, Bluetooth, and NFC connection settings. Now I'll show some footage of the bike in use. I'll test it out on rough terrain, show the different pedal assist levels, throttle, test the brakes, see how it does uphill, downhill, and then give my thoughts. Now I'm going to do the rough terrain test. I'm going to take it down this trail. It's fairly bumpy. This has front suspension forks, also with the lockout feature. So currently I have it unlocked, so the front suspensions should go to work. So let's see how it does. Here we go. All right, definitely see the suspension's going to work here. Absorbing the bumps pretty well. Now I'm going to test out the acceleration. I'm going to start off with the pedal assist mode. This also has a twist throttle. But right now I'm going to do the pedal assist. It has 6 levels. It starts off at 1 and 2, which is eco, 3 and 4, normal, 5 and 6 is sport. And you can see on the display it does change colors as you go up the different levels. Okay, so I'm going to start off with pedal assist 1, see how fast it goes. Here we go. All right, we're at 9 miles per hour. Moving to 2, 11, 3. We're at 16. Number 4, 18, 5. We're at about 21 and 6. So we're hitting 24, 25. All right, 26 miles per hour on pedal assist 6. All right, with the pedal assist, I reached 26 miles per hour on pedal assist 6. Now I'm just gonna use a twist throttle and see how fast we can go. All right, so twist throttle only, here we go. Okay, we're at 17, 18, 19, and 20. So it looks like it's topping off at 20 miles per hour with the twist throttle. Now I'll test out the brakes. I'll take it to max speed, and once I come into view, I'll hit the brakes and you can use the parking lines as reference. Now I'm going to do the uphill test. This road has a nice steady climb. I'm going to just use the twist throttle and see if we can hold the speed. So earlier in the acceleration test, we've established it can maintain 20 miles per hour with the twist throttle. So let's see how it does, if it loses speed or if it maintains the speed. Okay, here we go. Uphill test with the twist throttle. So the acceleration is fairly gradual, nice and quiet with the motor. It's not too loud. We're at about 19, 20. So we're at 20 miles per hour and we're gonna begin the climb here. So it looks like it's holding. We're at 18. So we're holding 18 miles per hour, 18 and a half roughly. All right, let's see how it does as we approach this turn here. So going uphill, it maintained decent speed. We lost a little bit of speed and we stopped at about 18 and a half miles per hour and it maintained that throughout. So not bad at all. Now we're gonna do the downhill test. We're definitely gonna pick up some speed as we approach that turn down there, so I'm just gonna let it glide. So this is the downhill test with the throttle. Okay, here we go. So we're about 20 miles per hour and it's holding steady here. Here are my thoughts on the bike. Assembly was straightforward, and the user manual along with the video from the website will get you through the process. The build and quality of the bike feels solid, just like the Trail Light that I previously reviewed. Feels sturdy and durable. There were no scratches or imperfections with the paint. Cable management is organized and ran through the frame and nothing sticks out. The fenders along with the rear rack are a nice touch. The ride was smooth and the saddle is soft and comfortable. There were no rattles, vibrations, or noises. And the steering felt stable. Handlebars are good length and it has a cruiser type style design to it. You don't find yourself hunching over, and you can adjust the angle of it as well. It handled the rough surfaces pretty well, and you have the front suspensions to help in absorbing a lot of the bumps, but I wouldn't go off-roading with it. The 500 watt rear motor had enough power for this frame. Acceleration is smooth and quiet, whether you're using a twist throttle or pedal assist. It was able to handle the inclines with minimal speed loss. Using the pedal assist, I was able to reach 26 miles per hour, and with the throttle only, I reached 20 miles per hour, pretty much in line with the advertised speeds. It has an estimated range of 60 plus miles, and that will depend on the pedal assist level, throttle usage, weight, and environment that you're in. I like that it has hydraulic brakes. They had good grip and stopping power. I'm a fan of the LCD display. It's nice and large and easy to read. Very intuitive, and you have the different colors to identify the pedal assist modes. And I like the integration of the security features with the NFC tag or passcode. Overall, it was a pleasant riding experience. I feel there's tremendous value with the price point that this comes in. They include a lot that you won't find in many of the competing brands. Definitely a solid commuter bike in my opinion. So that is my review of the Bandit Pacer High-Step electric bike. If you like my video, go ahead and hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button as well. Until next time, this is Brian Unboxed. Take care everyone.